Hello, Uncle Ted, your ice cream alchemist with ice cream every day, and this is ghost pepper and habanero pepper infused honey ice cream. Yes, it's different. It's something I have wanted to do for a very long time, and my friend Nick's birthday was this week, and this is something that we've done back and forth, and it's fun that we've been having. Nick's important to me. He's a good guy, and I love doing this for his birthday. A few years back, I grew some ghost peppers and made him a birthday cake. It was ugly, but it was hot as hell. And I gotta tell you, the ghost pepper jelly was a huge hit. People really loved it. And this came around where I was able to get my hands on some dried ghost peppers. And I had some habaneros in the freezer, and I thought I can do this. So what started was I took the dried ghost pepper and I added some boiling hot water to it. I crumbled it up and I let it hydrate, and then I thawed out my habaneros in cold water and give it a few minutes. Now, once that was all done, I took my honey and I put it in a bowl that I had floating in some hot water. I don't have a double boiler, but this is good enough. Soak the jar of honey in some hot water for a few minutes so it pours easily, and then I just let it float in the hot water, and then I added water and all my ghost pepper. And what I did for the habaneros was I took the habaneros and I cut them up with a scissor. Once they were thawed out, all I had to do was just take them and cut them up with a scissor, and cut them up into small pieces. Because really, I'm going to strain these out anyway. I don't care how they look. I just need to get as much flavor out of them as I possibly can. And this was kind of a balancing trick with the bowl floating in the hot water because I don't have a double boiler just yet. I made a mistake and put a bowl in the bottom to stabilize it, and it tarnished the heck out of my aluminum pot. I gotta go get a bunch of lemon juice and clean out my lemon pot, or my pot, because it just looks like terrible. But I put that in the honey and the hot water for about 10 minutes, stirred it around, and then after that I shut the heat off and let it sit there in the hot water for another 10 minutes. And this way I was able to get as much of the flavor and the heat out of the peppers as I possibly could. Next time I think what I'll do is I'll actually puree the habaneros, and that way I'll maybe get some floaters that'll go through the strainer, and that'll make the ice cream a little different for sure. But all it took was all I had was one dried ghost pepper, and I got that from Pepper Joe's, so it was a good time. But once I got that done, took it out of the water, and I strained it. And then I was able to use my little spatula and get out as much of the hot, spicy goodness as I could. I was thinking about saving those peppers and freezing them and trying to do it again, and I thought, no, let's just go ahead and dump them. Maybe next time I'll try it and just see if I can get another second infusion out of them. But when you get done, what you get is this. You get a few cups of honey, and let me tell you something, it's hot. Just a drop of it will set your mouth on fire. Now, for the ice cream, you've seen me do this before. This is 2 cups of heavy cream that I'm whipping up. It takes me 3 minutes to whip up with my blender, and I make sure it's nice and fluffy and that the peaks stand. When you pull the beaters out, the peaks stand, and that's when you know it's ready. Now, for the honey, I took about, I'd say, half a cup of honey and 3/4 of a cup of sweetened condensed milk that I made, and then I mixed it up with my spatula real well before I put it with the whipped cream. Now this way it's nice and flexible. I mean, right out of the refrigerator, that sweetened condensed milk is real hard, so I had to whip it up and make sure that it's not too stiff. Otherwise, you're not going to fold it into the heavy cream like I'm doing here. Make sure you fold it in because you want to make sure that it remains light. I can tell you that this ice cream actually came out to be much lighter than the other ice creams because I didn't have as much heavy sauce knocking the air out of my whipped cream. So you end up with a very light ice cream, which is pretty cool. It's a little icy, but it was very light, and I really liked how it turned out. So you fold it in. Once you got it folded in, then all you got to do is put that in your ice cream maker according to manufacturer's instructions, and you're good to go. Honestly, the light cream like this freezes much faster than the other recipes because it's so light. It just freezes up in about 10 minutes, and this is what we get. Thanks for watching. I really hope you get a chance to try this. Nick loved it, but if you're not eating ice cream for breakfast, what's the point of being an adult? Please click subscribe and like this video, and thanks for watching. I really appreciate it.